Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Kimberly, and this is From Loved Ones Tarot. Today, we're going to look at any changes you could expect to see, big or small, within the next 30 days. So, by the end of this month of February, what could you see happen? And this is for all signs, so Aries through Pisces. Feel free to look at your sun, moon, or rising sign. Feel free to look at anybody else that you may be curious about as well. The timestamps will be in the comment section as always. I also like to just point out, even though this is every sign individually, this is still a collective reading. So this may not happen for you, but I do hope that you gain some sort of insight to help prepare you for whatever is to come. So with that said, let's go ahead and start. All right, Scorpio, what changes could you expect to see, big or small, within the next 30 days? So that's the rest of February through maybe the first 2 weeks of March. Okay, you'll see these changes for some of y'all. All right, you may see these changes. Let's do 3 cards for Scorpio. You have the Judgment in reverse, the 10 of Cups, and you have the Queen of Wands in reverse. There's something about you're not willing to accept about a certain situation or a certain relationship here. Something that you hold near and dear to your heart. If you look at the 10 of Cups here, it could be your actual family or the people you love, a partner, a friendship. Or it could be the idea of achieving this image here, a happy life, okay, fulfillment, joy, and sharing your life with other people. So it could be your the literal people in your life, or it could be the idea of what you would want for yourself in the future. You're unable to accept something about this. And it may be causing you to have a little bit of emotional or mental instability here in the Queen of Wands. But let's keep going to see. Let's do 3 more for Scorpio. You have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, the 7 of Swords in reverse, and you have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. So there's this, either you're feeling this right now or you will be in the next 30 days. There's something that's very overwhelming for you. And it's tied to this image here of a happy life, fulfillment, joy, shared life experiences with those around you for the long run. Something built to last. Something is very overwhelming on what you're doing, your obligations, your duties. Something may be a burden for you. And I see that you want to, I see you may want to talk to somebody about this. And it could be you want to talk to the people in this picture. So maybe a partner, a family member, a friend. Or maybe just even acknowledge it yourself. Have a talk with yourself about how you're really feeling. But I don't see you doing that. I see you actually going within even more, withdrawing more into yourself in the next 30 days with the 4 of Pentacles here. I see you still trying to keep everything together. You see the man holding what he loves, what he cares about, what he really values the most in the world. He's holding on to. Because there may be his environment is changing, or there's some instability around him, physically, financially, or the people around him. So emotionally, there's some instability as well. So he's holding on as tightly as he can. And you could be man or woman. But I see in the next 30 days, even though you're tired of trying to maintain or achieve this good life, you're still not really going to acknowledge how much it really has taken a toll on you, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. Let's keep going. Maybe something maybe there's something else here. Let's do 3 more for Scorpio and what is changing. You have the Moon in reverse. You have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And you have the High Priestess in reverse. I feel like you're going to face what you've been afraid of in the next 30 days. And it's going to happen after you've had a missed opportunity. Something that you knew you should have accepted, but you chose not to for whatever reason. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this Ace of Pentacles is. Let's clarify the Ace of Pentacles. 3 more. You have the 5 of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the 10 of Cups again coming up, but in reverse. So you may have been struggling here financially, or there may be some struggle within your career or within your education, where you live, your environment, because you see the people who are struggling. You could also be recently wounded or needing some healing, some recovery. So there could have been something you lost physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually. All of the above. Now, if this doesn't relate to your situation, feel free to look at your other signs, okay? But here with the 5 of Pentacles, this missed opportunity was going to help you out here. It was going to help your situation. It was going to alleviate that stress, that burden. And it was going to, for some of y'all, it was going to improve your financial situation here. But yet, something happened in this 10 of Cups. So let's clarify this 10 of Cups here for you. 3 more for the 10 of Cups in reverse. You have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, the King of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles. So this opportunity that was going to help improve your financial situation, it required too much. Maybe you've been overworking yourself. That could be a part of why you've been feeling. Where is it? Can I find it? Okay, I was trying to look for this at the bottom of the stack here. So remember, this was to describe how you're feeling with everything that you've been trying to juggle here. It's very emotionally overwhelming, very draining of your energy, draining of your resources. And what could have helped you out here? It asked too much of you. It asked too much. And this may explain why you have the 10 of Cups popping up again in reverse, because you saw a way out of your situation or out of this hardship or obstacle, but it costs too much, or it is costing too much. If you're not going through it now, you may find within 30 days, this, whatever this is, that was going to help you, it costs too much of you. So let's keep going. Three more. I feel like we're needing to get down to the bottom of this. You have the King of Cups. This wanted to come out. You have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting, both. And then you have the Chariot in reverse. For some of y'all, Scorpio, this may have been who you really are, or who you are on the inside. The King of Cups, someone who's very supportive, someone who's very emotionally intelligent, someone who can connect with other people on a deeper emotional or spiritual level. And you're very supportive, very level-headed, very calm. And yet, you may have turned into the King of Pentacles here. But in reverse, this just means Maybe you've lost your way in regard to money, in regard to what you own. Maybe you've started to prioritize money or your financial status, and what you look like, your popularity, again, what you own, right? Everything expensive or name brand, and nothing's necessarily bad with that. I'm just saying, perhaps this was you at one point in time, Scorpio, the King of Cups, someone who prioritized social connections or emotional bonds. You valued people more than money, but now you've come to value money over people. And this may have in the Chariot, this is just emphasizing perhaps you lost your way. Let's keep going. Now, if that hasn't happened, then this is what will happen. But let's keep going. I feel like your loved ones are saying, let's take a closer look at this. Let's do 3 more for Scorpio. You have the 3 of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Wands in reverse popping up again. So you are within this 30 days, even though you may have had some ups and downs, you do have some sort of success here, some sort of positive progress, some sort of stability in your life right now. And you will get this Ace of Cups, which is an opportunity, a new offer, a new blessing of some kind. And yet, you don't know if you want to take it. So again, this Queen of Wands is popping up again. You had her here. And this was to represent either your lack of confidence, your lack of optimism, your doubting, your hesitation of being able to continue the way that with whatever you're doing. There's still that level of hesitation and doubting, and maybe again lack of optimism or hope for this Ace of Cups. So let's clarify what is coming in for you in this Ace of Cups here. 3 more for the Ace of Cups. You have the Devil in reverse, the 9 of Wands also in reverse, and you have the Death card. Okay, you have an opportunity to give up your preconceived notions or a certain type of unhealthy patterns of either behavior or of thinking. So perhaps it's tied into what you value most or what you prioritize most. And for some of y'all, this is about shedding or letting go of being more on the materialistic side and becoming more on who you're meant to be. I don't think they're done explaining, so let's continue. What is this Ace of Cups, loved one, that will help facilitate in the Death card a transformation, a self-transformation for Scorpio in the next 30 days? 3 more, please. Page of Swords in reverse, the Hierophant in reverse, the Lovers in reverse. Okay, what could be transforming here on the Death card could happen on an internal level versus externally. And I've seen this for a lot of the signs for this month, which is there's going to take place a lot of internal changes here. You're not... What's changing? How can I put this? You may no longer be afraid to acknowledge that a certain partnership has to end, or that there's something, there's some issues that have to be addressed here within a certain partnership or relationship. With the Hierophant card here, it does deal with marriage, but it could also just deal with your family. It could deal with where you work. Some type of system, some type of unit, some type of partnership. You want to be able either to address the issues again, or you're going to recognize you no longer want to stay committed to this partnership or relationship here, this unit. So that is what is changing in 30 days. Loved ones want to tell you with this Eight of Wands, when change happens, or if you allow change to happen within yourself or within a relationship or partnership or the environment that you're in, it doesn't mean that you have to say goodbye to the people around you or even getting rid of the new person that you have become. But maybe this is incorporating how you were before and the new you now, creating of balance or harmony in yourself that then can transform your environment, your external world, your relationships or partnerships. All right, Sagittarius, what is changing, big or small, within the next 30 days? So that is the rest of by the rest of February, heading into the first 2 weeks of March. Let's do 3 cards for Sagittarius. You have the Eight of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands in reverse, and you have the Tower in reverse. So there's something here, if this was representing you, Sagittarius, there's something that you want to accomplish on a personal level. So it's your own goals, your own dreams, your own projects. But you may be struggling here to maintain a level of efficiency or a level of progress that you like. Something may be hindering your work, okay? This could be a project, dream, goal. Something is hindering progress or success for you in the next 30 days. But let's continue. 3 more for Sagittarius. You have the Knight of Wands. You have the Three of Swords. And the Seven of Swords. So some sort of truth is going to be revealed to you in the next 30 days. And it may hurt here. It may cause you to be disappointed or feel betrayed. There's a little bit of heaviness attached to this reading for the next, whatever's happening in the next 30 days. But it's definitely something that may catch you by surprise here, Sagittarius. Now, if this doesn't connect with you, feel free to look at your other signs, okay? But if this were to represent you in the Knight of Wands, and this is a fire sign, but if this was you feeling confident, feeling motivated and passionate, and you're trying to get things done, any type of project, dream, goal, and you're just on your way, something stops you here on what you're trying to work on, and it will feel painful for some of y'all. And it's because someone will it may have to do with someone else in the Seven of Swords here. But let's keep going to find out, what is this Three of Swords? 3 more. You have the Chariot in reverse, the Two of Pentacles, and you have the Three of Wands in reverse. Your loved ones want to describe the feeling that you may have in the next 30 days. You may lose your focus, you may lose your motivation or your energy or your passion, because there's something else that you now have to switch your attention, your focus, your energy to. And this will maybe cause you a little bit of delay, a little bit of setback or disappointment here in your life. And in regard to, again, your personal goals, dreams, projects. Let's continue. Yeah, you see the woman, she's balancing the 2 pentacles here. Yeah, it feels like you're having to make a choice. You either dedicate yourself to this project, dream, or goal, or relationship, or you focus on this dream or goal or project or relationship. But this may feel like a lose-lose type of situation here for you, Sagittarius. But let's keep going. 3 more. Yeah, 2 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles in reverse. And the 7 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this lose-lose type of situation that you may run into may feel like you have no other option here in the 6 of Pentacles. You see these 2 people are struggling, and you have someone else who's just giving out, donations to help these people who are struggling. You may find yourself feeling as if you're someone who has to rely on somebody else. either because they have the resources available, or they have more power, more authority, or they have a louder voice. And so it's almost as if you're being put to the side and saying, here, this is for you, and you have to be grateful for what you get. And with the Seven of Cups here, you may lose again that passion within you to continue what it is that you've been wanting to do. And for some of y'all, you may feel like this is the most realistic thing you can do, which is to accept what is happening, this delay or disappointment or setback in your own personal endeavors, in order to focus on something else. But let's keep going. 3 more for Sagittarius for the next 30 days. You have the Lovers in reverse. You have the Hierophant in reverse. And you have the 8 of Wands in reverse. Okay, for some of y'all, you may not be prepared for what it... Okay, so what may catch you by surprise is there may be a breaking of commitments, a breaking of promises, a breaking of deals between you and another person. For some of y'all, this could deal with your partner, your romantic partner, your spouse. But it could also represent someone within your family, a friend, someone at work. Some type of commitment here will be broken. And this is what catches you by surprise and causes this level of disappointment or sadness or pain for some of y'all, Sagittarius, okay? Not everybody, but for some of y'all. Let's keep going. Please clarify for what Sagittarius doesn't see coming. Let's do 3. You have the 2 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. That wanted to come out. The Knight of Cups in reverse. So if this is representing the 2 of Cups, a certain relationship or partnership for you, within this relationship or partnership, there was a missed opportunity here in the Ace of Pentacles. And because of this, either you or the other person involved, or everyone involved, has a feeling of either resentment, anger, disappointment. It's almost as if someone dropped the ball here. If y'all were needing to decide what is the best course of action, if there's an opportunity coming up, which one should we take? What dream or goal or project should we focus on? Y'all may become misaligned with what you want or with what you need together as a unit. And it may become every man for himself. So there may be a risk of someone becoming a little bit selfish or self-centered here because they do not want to lose out on an opportunity that is going to come your way. So what is this opportunity? Let's do 3 more for the Ace of Pentacles. You have the Temperance. You have the 5 of Wands in reverse. And you have the Star. Okay, so to clarify this Ace of Pentacles, your loved ones are describing it as, if this represents you, Sagittarius, Temperance, your loved ones are describing it as it's an opportunity for you to reconcile or to compromise and to restore balance, to restore harmony or positivity within this certain partnership in the reading. And yet you may refuse to either compromise or reconcile. For whatever reason, you may refuse, which may cause, in the Knight of Cups up here in reverse, it may cause resentment or anger or disappointment to build up within either you or the other person, or within, for both of y'all. Any advice for Sagittarius? Let's do 3 for your advice. You have the World in reverse. You have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And you have the Sun also in reverse. Whatever this Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Cups coming in for you in the next 30 days, whatever it may be, your loved ones want to let you know it may not be the right time for you or your partner to agree or say yes to whatever this is, okay? This opportunity, offer, blessing, new beginning. And they're almost giving this image. You see how the Ace of Pentacles is shining with light, right? But they're saying with the Sun in reverse, dim that light. What you think is shiny and attractive and meant for you, dim that light. This is not meant for you at all. So perhaps take that into consideration if you do come across this Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Cups. All right, Capricorn, what is changing, big or small, within the next 30 days? So that is by the end of February and perhaps by within the next 2 weeks of March. So let's do 3 cards to start for Capricorn. You have the Star in reverse. You have the 7 of Wands in reverse. And you have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. I feel like there's a situation you're in where you feel like there's no way out or there's no solution to a certain obstacle or issue in your life. Like something is not working out here and you don't know how to fix it or you don't know what could help you. So let's see, why would this be changing or not changing? 3 more for Capricorn. You have the 2 of Pentacles. You have the Hierophant in reverse. This maybe wanted to come out. The King of Swords, but we'll keep it in. And you have the 3 of Cups in reverse. Okay, there's something here that you're juggling. And I feel like it may be either your responsibilities or obligations, or it's a decision that you have to make here. And it may be regarding a relationship in the Hierophant. So this could be dealing with somebody you love. And you may not be seeing eye to eye here in the 3 of Cups. There could be some conflict, some hurt feelings going on for you in this 30 days, which is maybe why you don't know how to fix this. You may not know how to fix this. But let's keep going. You have the Page of Wands in reverse. This did want to come out. 4 of Pentacles. And you have the King of Wands in reverse. There's this feeling attached to you, Capricorn, of where you don't want to start over, but you also don't know how you can keep going anymore. If this is in regard to your work, you could be wanting to quit your job, for example, or wanting to do something different in your career, but you also don't want to start over. Let's keep going. 3 more. You have the 6 of Cups. You have the Devil in reverse. And you have the King of Swords that came out in reverse. So you may know this saying, it's better the devil you know. It's better to be acquaintances or to work with people that you don't really like, but you know their motives, you know how they operate. It's better to be with them because you can anticipate what it is that they're doing. Here, you no longer feel comfortable with working with the people that you may necessarily not even like. And again, this could be in your romantic life. It could be in your professional life. There's something that you no longer want to ignore, or you no longer want to accept. Okay, 3 more for what is changing for Capricorn. You have the Ace of Wands. You have the 10 of Cups. And you have the 3 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so what's happening for you in the next 30 days, Capricorn? You have this Ace of Wands. And that could represent a new opportunity, a new offer, a new blessing in regard to either being able to achieve a certain idea or project or dream or goal. Something that could be very fulfilling for you, and something that could help you disconnect or distance yourself from the people that you no longer feel comfortable with, that you no longer want to accept into your life anymore. You don't want to be around. There's an opportunity to get what you want. Anything else for this Ace of Wands? Let's do 3 more to clarify this Ace of Wands coming in. You have the Empress in reverse. You have the 5 of Pentacles. And you have the Empress yet again, but upright. There's something about what you couldn't do before. Now you're going to be able to revisit that old dream or goal or project. It's almost as if what you lost in the Empress in reverse will then be returned back to you in the Empress upright. Any advice for Capricorn? Any advice? We're going to do 3 for your advice. So your loved ones want to tell you, you don't have to get everything perfect or right the first time around. If you do accept this Ace of Wands coming in the next 30 days, you don't have to be a master at or an expertise at whatever it is that you're trying to begin. You just have to want it. You have to embrace this new experience for yourself. As well as for some of y'all, you may have to be willing to work with others and to embrace sharing your life with other people. And hopefully this helps you. We're going to move on to Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, what changes, big or small, could you expect to see within the next 30 days? So that is by the end of February or within the first 2 weeks of March. Let's do 3 to start for Aquarius. You have the 3 of Cups in reverse, the 9 of Swords in reverse, and the 5 of Pentacles. So there's some type of ending or separating or disconnecting from either what you wanted, okay, and that could be a goal, a dream, or it could be the distancing or separating of a relationship, and that could be a romantic or platonic or professional relationship. But you're not worried about it because you may come to find that what you used to care about, it doesn't matter anymore. They're not worth your time. So if this is a separation between you and another person or group of people, it may be due to their own actions that caused this separation. So you're like, I'm good. You're going to do what you want to do. Be my guest. I'm not going to entertain this anymore. So we can part ways for some of y'all. Now, if this new perspective or new way of thinking causes you to experience some type of instability here, a physical instability or financial instability, I feel like you're going to still maintain a level of hope, a level of confidence that you're going to pull through, because it's way better to suffer or to face a hardship than to still stay in an environment or relationship that didn't really serve your best interests, that may have been negative or unhealthy for you. So you'd rather be alone and suffer than to suffer with people that were no good for you. But let's keep going to see what are the changes for Aquarius in the next 30 days. 3 more. You have the King of Cups. You have the King of Swords in reverse. And you have the 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay, if this were to represent 2 different people, I feel like you may be facing someone in a confrontation or in a difficult conversation. And this may be in regard to you distancing yourself or separating yourself, okay? Some type of ending. Y'all may discuss it. And you're going to be here in the King of Cups, and you're going to be able to maintain a level of composure, of calmness, while this other person may try to, I don't know, they may have some emotional instability, some harsh words may be exchanged from this person because they may not accept or approve of your decisions. Anything else for the next 30 days? Anything else for Aquarius? You have the King of Swords. You have the you have the 7 of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the 9 of Cups, and the Hermit, all in reverse here for the next 30 days. Let me move this up. So there may be a power struggle here in the next 30 days for you, Aquarius. If this was representing the other person, the King of Swords, they're here sitting confidently, sitting with maybe perhaps a face of stubbornness here. They may try to use their power or authority or their words against you in order to make you do what it is that they want. It's almost as if they're wanting you here. If this was representing you in the Seven of Pentacles, and you could be man or woman, but you're choosing a different lifestyle. You're not choosing to hold a sword. You're choosing to hold a shovel here in order to tend to a garden. So it's almost as if you don't want to be a knight. You want to be a farmer. You want to grow a garden here. You want to work with the earth. So there could be a differences of goals, a differences of dreams. You want something else. And this other person is like, no, I want you to be what it is I want you to be. Now, this King of Swords, it could be someone personal to you. It could be your partner, okay? It could be a family member or a friend, or it could be your boss at work, who it's just someone who's like, no, Aquarius, this is what you always were, or this is what I want you to be, so just be it. You look like you may be content or happy with what you're doing, and so you don't pick up the sword. In the Page of Swords, you don't pick up the sword the way that the King of Swords want you to. And here in the Nine of Cups in reverse, it almost feels as if this person wanted you to sit down and to stay quiet or to stay unnoticed, to stay out of the spotlight. And you're like, no, I'm going to stand up for what I believe in. I'm going to stand up for what I want and need. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to shine. I'm going to go out and achieve whatever it is that I want to achieve. Any goal, dream, project, or relationship. I'm going to go out and achieve it, obtain it. You're going to step into your power or into your independence or autonomy within the next 30 days, Aquarius. Any advice for Aquarius? Let's do 3 cards. You have the Three of Cups in reverse. You have the Six of Cups. And you have the Four of Pentacles. So your loved ones want to tell you, if you do happen to distance yourself or separate yourself from a certain person or group of people or environment that you no longer want to be a part of, focus on what really matters to you in the Six of Cups. So this could be your home, it could be your family, just your loved ones, or focus on what could make you happy, what could make you feel comfortable, safe, and secure. Focus on that. And don't focus on the other people who may be unhappy about your departure. Anything else for Aquarius? Anything else for Aquarius? You have the Magician, the Ace of Wands, and you have the King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they want you to keep working on just doing you, working on your own goals, dreams, projects. Focus on the people that matter to you. There isn't a new opportunity coming up in the Ace of Wands. And notice how I described you as being the farmer or the gardener in the Seven of Pentacles. His shovel has the Ace of Wands in it. So your loved ones are just repeating to you. You can just live your life as genuinely or as authentically as you can. Be who you want to be. Because there's an opportunity here that will be in alignment with that coming up for you. So what is this Ace of Wands? Let's clarify. 3 more for the Ace of Wands. You have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. You have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Eight of Swords. Your loved ones are describing this Ace of Wands. And again, any ace represents an opportunity, a new beginning, an offer, a blessing to come in. But this is in relation to any type of dream, idea, project, goal, something that you want to achieve or see some progress, positive progress in, any type of success. Your loved ones want to describe this coming in for you as something that will help alleviate the burden of somebody in your life that you care about, in the Queen of Pentacles here. And they could be man or woman, but it's someone who may be either financially unstable or they're dependent upon other people for their financial or physical stability. This also could be an opportunity for you to give someone you love something that they always wanted or dreamt about. For some of y'all, the Three of Pentacles, it kind of looks to me like the building of a new house. So this could be a literal house that you've always wanted, a dream house or a dream location, or just to be able to have a safe and positive environment to be in. Or this could represent a big dream that this other person in your life always wanted to have, but never could. Or maybe you felt like you could never give them that. But this opportunity coming in the Ace of Wands is going to allow you to get a step closer to being able to give this other person what they always dreamt about, or what you always dreamt about. Now that may just be for some of y'all. We're going to move on to Pisces. All right, Pisces, what changes, big or small, could you expect to see within the next 30 days? So that is by the end of February, or maybe by the first 2 weeks of March. So let's start with 3 for Pisces. You have the Six of Wands in reverse, the Ace of Cups in reverse, and the Empress. This wanted to pop out, the Six of Cups. So let's move this over. Okay, what is changing for you, Pisces? I feel like with the Six of Wands here, you may have lost recently, Pisces, your confidence or the value in yourself or the optimism for your future. However, with this Ace of Cups here in reverse, you may find yourself focusing on loving yourself, being kind to yourself, and just wanting to open up again emotionally to either socially connect or just to be more lighthearted, to be more freer, to do things just for you that will make you more happier here within the next 30 days. And this is going to allow you to blossom here, Pisces, with the Empress. And it's going to allow you to be a better person, for some of y'all, you could be mothers. This may allow you to be a better mother or a better wife or a better caregiver. And you could be man or woman, whoever you may be, this new self-love is going to allow you to be a more softer, more open person in the next 30 days. Anything else for Pisces? You have the Queen of Swords. You have the Emperor. This wanted to pop out. The Four of Wands in reverse. You have your counterpart here, Pisces. If this was to represent you, and again, you could be man or woman, but if you're represented by the Empress, here is your counterpart, the Emperor. So there may be someone else in your life who is equal to you. So it could be your partner, or it could be someone that you respect, that you have a lot of affection for, but they may try to appeal to you, Empress, through having communication. This communication could come from them, or they could have somebody else have this conversation with you in order to discuss certain issues that they want to address. So there could be some conflict, there could be some misunderstanding going on between you and this other person who again wants to have a conversation. So they may come to you in a nice way, or they have someone else come to you to deliver the message in a nicer way than they could. But still at the root of the conversation is a level of dissatisfaction or unhappiness, or maybe some disappointment. So let's continue. So I just moved some of the cards out the way so that we can just see you and the other person. Pisces here, 3 more for Pisces. You have the Knight of Swords. You have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This wanted to come out. The Queen of Wands in reverse. And I'll do one more. Oh, okay. You have the Ten of Wands and the Devil in reverse. So let me slide these over. So this is to clarify what will happen for you in the next 30 days. So yeah, there's going to have some type of conversation going on in the Knight of Swords. But it's not well received. Either what this Emperor or you, the words exchange doesn't really land well. Okay, it doesn't really land well. So there may be some conflict that is going to begin between you two. And it's going to be very difficult for y'all to see eye to eye. You both may not like to feel trapped or forced into agreeing to something or compromising to something. And because of this, it may be very difficult for y'all to get together peacefully to work things out. Anything else for what is about to happen for Pisces? Anything else before we move on to advice? You have the Queen of Wands again in reverse. You have the Hierophant in reverse. And the Moon in reverse. There may arise a level of fear for what is to come. The outcome of this breakdown of communication between you and this other person. The fear could possibly be you're afraid that things will not work out, or you may be afraid that you no longer want to be a part of this relationship or partnership. Either way, you don't know what this would mean for your future, and you don't know what this would mean for their future, or y'all's future together, I should say. For some of y'all, this conversation or conflict that you may have in the next 30 days, that is going to solidify your decision to be like, yep, I made the right decision. I no longer want to be with this person because of the way that they're behaving. And I'm just going to focus on me. So that could be for some of y'all. Any advice for Pisces for this situation? Okay, so let's do 3. You have the 3 of Cups in reverse. You have the 8 of Wands. You have the 6 of Swords. Okay, your loved ones want to tell you if... Okay, this is going to bother me that this is off-center. Not that it has to be perfect, but it's going to bother me. Or distract me. Sorry. If this was representing you, Pisces, in the 6 of Swords, it almost looks like with the man in the boat, it looks like he's running away to somewhere far away from his problems. And again, you could be man or woman. But your loved ones want to tell you, you can't outrun facing what needs to happen, which is in the 3 of Cups, this separation between you and this other person. Or at the very least, you can't run away from acknowledging that y'all have very different viewpoints or very different goals in mind. And any difficult conversation or conflict is bound to happen no matter what you do. So you just may have to face it head on. Anything else for Pisces? 3 more. You have the 2 of Wands. You have the 9 of Wands. And you have the Hanged One. Okay, your loved ones want to tell you, you have a decision here to make, Pisces. You can either stay and allow the universe or God to help you out here, or you can take control of your life and show yourself self-love and self-protection and look out for you. That is not to say one is the good option and the other is the bad option. It's really down to what is best for you.